the responsibilities that he takes on the ice and spread them throughout your life?
I'm not worried about it until I know that if he can't play, I'll worry about it. But I'm not worried about that now.
Est-ce que les gens se posent cette question-là, c'est pour ça que je vais te la poser. Suite au coup sur Evans, est-ce que tu penses, comme coach, que la réaction a été adéquate?
Je pense que les gars, ils ont essayé. Je pense qu'ils ne voulaient pas. Puis, tu sais, le match était encore à portée. Fait que, tu sais, il y a des situations de contexte, des fois, que, tu sais, tu essaies de le faire, mais de manière intelligente.
Comment tu juges le fait que, excuse-moi, malgré tout, hier, c'était 5-4. Il y a eu un gros arrêt de Lindgren. À ce moment-là, ça aurait pu basculer, faire 5-5. Est-ce que tu gardes quand même ça dans ton message?
Non, c'est sûr, le groupe est résilient. Tu sais, mais on ne serait pas obligé d'être résilient si on faisait moins d'actions qui aident l'autre équipe.
Ouais.
Marty, you mentioned a couple of weeks ago, you want Montemo to be your number one goalie. You wanted him to give him the time to find his
When
game.
did I say that?
It was a little while ago. You had said you could give him a stretch and you wanted him to have enough games to find his game. Has that sort of changed? Is it maybe a point now to give Dobish a little bit of a run to see what he can do?
I think we've been kind of, going back and forth a little bit, trying to get him some closer starts to both guys, trying to manage it that way. Excuse me?
Is it Dobson tomorrow?
I'm not sure yet.
Tu as affronté des gars du style de Tom Wilson au cours de ta carrière. Évidemment, il y a un équilibre à aller chercher contre ces gars-là. Tu ne peux pas nécessairement embarquer dans leur jeu, mais il reste quand même que hier, vous ne l'avez pas frappé une fois en termes de mise en échec. Est-ce que, parce qu'il y a eu un effet crescendo quand même, il frappe demi-dove, ça s'en va vers Evans. Est-ce que tu aurais voulu voir...
Que je regarde la game sheet après, je pense qu'on avait 20 mises en échec, puis il en avait 19 l'autre bord. Fait que, je sais que ce gars-là demande beaucoup d'attention, mais c'est pas comme si on est allé là avec des gants blancs hier.
Marty, what do you think the state of your game in the neutral zone is such a strength? Early pressuring teams through the neutral zone and everything, is that one of the areas where you feel things might have slipped a little bit for you guys?
Well, I mean, I don't know if it slipped. I thought in Columbus we were pretty good. I don't think it's necessarily them with the puck that hurts us. I think it's our actions that helps the other team. It's usually with the puck, or when we get in our zone, it could be blocking shots, grabbing sticks, whatever it is. I think through the neutral zone, no team's going to be perfect. I don't think it's a concern, but the structure is fine. But sometimes it's an individual mistake inside the structure that's going to open things up. But I feel like we have layers to kill it later, even if that happens. But to me, it's not necessarily structure. It's just like individual actions that helps the other team.
Did you see anything different in Joe Bueno's process last night that led to the results that he got offensively, or it was more much the same and he just finished?
I think he played with a little more pace, and we talked about that. Not necessarily foot pace. Letting the puck do the work sometime. Glad he got rewarded with a goal.
Marty, you said last night after the end there were quite a few things you didn't like. Is there one thing that stands out as the major problem right now?
Major problem? I don't know if there's a major problem, but I saw things yesterday that, it's got to stop now. And for me, it's the actions that helps the other team.
Est-ce que c'est quelque chose est-ce que c'est un élément comment je dirais ça? Est-ce que ça inclut les autres matchs précédents? Parce que tu l'as noté, le match de Columbus et le match d'hier sont très différents, mais est-ce qu'il y a un fil conducteur dans votre série de défaites, un élément que tu aimerais justement voir changer?
Les actions qu'aident l'autre équipe.
I know you don't like to use the injuries as an excuse, as you say the league goes on, but you've had some big injuries. How much of an issue has that been?
Zero.
Quand tu t'as déjà dit que tu sentais que ton équipe était mieux outillée pour faire face à des périodes difficiles que par le passé. Peut-être tu faisais allusion à de la maturité, mais qu'est-ce que tu vas regarder de la part de la réponse de ton équipe, justement, pour te prouver qu'ils sont mieux outillés pour s'en sortir?
Qu'est-ce que je vais faire?
Qu'est-ce que tu vas regarder dans ton groupe pour voir qu'ils sont effectivement mieux équipés pour pouvoir s'en sortir qu'ils étaient par le passé?
Je pense que c'est plus le body of work. Si tu regardes la fête, je sais pas moi, milieu janvier, on va dire les Four Nations, du début de notre saison. T'sais, notre game collective est bonne. Mais quand que ta game collective, elle dip, puis elle dip parce qu'on fait trop d'actions qui aident d'autres équipes, ça peut affecter les résultats. OK? Mais côté comment qu'on est capable de se comporter, puis on l'a fait pendant longtemps, moi, c'est pour ça que je dis qu'on est plus outillé, parce qu'on a une recette, tu sais. Puis mais des fois, tu dévies un petit peu de ta recette, il faut que tu la ramènes. Il faut que tu ailles voir ton manuel, puis c'est trois tasses. C'est deux cuillères.
How much
Fait que
do
c'est
you
un
need
peu
the room-
de ça.
Dernière question.
How much do you need the room to regulate, when it's individual actions that help the other team,
Yeah.
how much do you need the room to regulate that?
Yeah, you need the bench to regulate, you know. Like I pulled Monty yesterday, and, you know, to me, the next shift is just momentum. Let's just go get momentum, and we didn't. We turned it over, couldn't get it out. And then, Dobes had a tough first couple minutes to come in, right? And to me, it's just maturity. It's knowing where we are, what we need to do. It's probably simple. Momentum to me, is deep game, and it's not necessarily a chip puck. If you have room, take it, but it's got to get deep. We can't just hope for a rush game at that point, The rush game, to me, it usually comes from the other team making mistakes or turning pucks over, then you get a rush game, So for us, we have to, and I feel like it's when we're going, we understand that, and we've gotten away from it.
Merci, Martin.
Okay, merci.
Merci.
Il y a un meeting d'équipe dans 3 minutes, donc on va ouvrir un vestiaire.
happened with Jake last night?
Yeah, I mean, you obviously got to know when somebody's out there that can, do those things. But, I thought he took a lot of pretty hard strides there and got Jake in a vulnerable position. And, hockey's hockey. I think maybe it was a little bit high. But, game goes on.
How important is Jake to your group?
Yeah, he's huge. Eats a lot of PK minutes. Good on faceoffs. Good defensively, and huge for our team. Throughout a full 60.
I think you just had a team meeting. What's Marty's main message to their team after that?
The answer's in the mirror. You gotta find yourself and hold yourself accountable and do the things that can help the group and do them the right way. He says they're not always fun, and that's the only way to to do those things is do the things that aren't easy and do them like you love them.
Marty has talked a lot over the last couple of years about not actions that don't help the other team and focusing on avoiding those. How do you find the balance between that and still needing to execute plays at a high level when they're there?
Yeah, I mean, game management, time management, those type of things. We got to be better at staying out of the box. Obviously, stick penalties was huge last night, and just taking care of those things. Being mature with the puck, not cheating the game and getting ahead, but still be able to play like ourselves and play freely. So there's that balance that we need to find again and get back to work.
Cole, do you see a trend in the different games that that constitute that rough patch that you're going through?
I mean, the last couple weeks haven't been too fun around here, and just got to get back to the things we know we can do. And we got the guys in the room regardless of the injuries. Everybody kind of goes through those throughout a year, so just got to find our game again. Get back to work and find some energy.
You're the youngest team of the league. At the same time, could we expect that kind of ups and downs?
Yeah, I mean, you go through ups and downs throughout a season all the time, and you see the teams that end up at the top of the standings. Their valleys are pretty short and quick, and they find ways to get out of them. So you can't let it drag on, and just do the things that work to try and get back out of them. And we're learning through this as a group, but it's for sure frustrating. So we want to get out of this as soon as we can.
On the positive side of the ledger, Noah Dobson looked like the best in the season. Thank you.
When you think of the rough patch that you guys have been going through the last maybe couple of weeks, is there a particular trend that you see in you guys in your play collectively?
I don't know one thing necessarily. I think just for us is getting back to playing a connected game, a solid team game, managing pucks, being hard to play against defensively, just all those details that it takes to win each night. And great opportunity tomorrow to go out there and get back on track.
Was there a needed response after the Tom Wilson hit yesterday? Did you, when you think about it, should have somebody stepped up in that situation?
I mean, I'm not sure necessarily the conversations that happened, but it takes two guys to, I know there's guys that tried to have a response there, but at the end of the day, he's got to say yes, you know what I mean? So those are stuff that happens throughout the game, but I know guys that have tried, but at the end of the day, if he's not going to be willing, you're not going to just go out and take a stupid penalty and put them back in the power play when the game was close.
What do you take from the move today? Marty said that I wanted a short practice, but a very intense one. And what do you hold from his message to the group and the whole move today?
Yeah, I thought it was good. We got our work in, put our work boots on, got a short, hard practice. Looked at some things we need to clean up, honest with each other, and know that we need to get back to that team game, and we all can be better as an individual. And so that's kind of the message. Enjoy the rest of the day and get ready for a big game tomorrow.
Noah,
when you look at things individually, it looked like you were very confident in last night's game, the way you played it. What led to that confidence? What were the elements that you liked about your own game that you think you could bring to the next one?
Yeah, I thought it was making good plays with the puck, being active, trying to get up in the play when I can. But yeah, it's important. I think confidence is a huge thing. When you're playing with that confidence, good things are happening with and without the puck, and obviously something you want to continue to do so.
You just got to the quarter of the season, the 20th game of the season. The American Thanksgiving is coming. Do you look at the standings at all? Because it's probably tighter than ever.
Que vous demande votre entraîneur. On sait qu'il y a des parties qui sont man-to-man, que parfois c'est difficile en termes de couverture. Tu dirais que l'apprentissage en est où aujourd'hui?
Ouais, je pense pas que c'est le système. Là. Personnellement, je pense que le man-on-man, c'est le système défensif le plus facile à comprendre. Faut juste que tu trouves ton gars puis tu restes avec. Je pense plus que c'est sur les joueurs de faire la job, de prendre des bâtons, d'essayer de box out, essayer le plus possible d'aider nos gardiens de but à avoir la rondelle. Fait que, ouais, je pense pas que c'est le système défensif, c'est vraiment juste à nous de man up puis juste de faire un meilleur job.
Comment t'aimes la journée d'aujourd'hui de revenir et de travailler comme ça? Martin disait je voulais une pratique qui était courte mais intense. En gros, qu'est-ce que tu retiens de cette journée de travail?
Ouais, je pense qu'on avait besoin. Je pense que c'est exactement ce qu'on avait besoin. Des fois, en deux matchs, la pratique est plus relaxe un peu, mais je pense que c'est bon de se remettre dedans, de vraiment... on a compete aujourd'hui, on a fait des batailles, mais on a bougé nos pieds beaucoup. Je pense que c'est ça que ça nous fallait. Même si c'était pas long, c'était efficace.
C'était-tu tough un peu de voir Sam se faire sortir au Centre Bell comme ça hier?
Oui, 100%. C'est le goaler numéro 1. Fait que chaque fois qu'il y a un gardien qui se fait sortir, en tant que coéquipier, tu te sens que c'est de ta faute. Fait que on veut pas, surtout au Centre Bell, on veut pas que ça réarrive.
On sait tous là, que l'histoire de Jake, on n'aime pas ça, voir ce genre de coup-là, autant vous autres que ceux qui regardent la game. Mais les gens se demandent si la réponse a été adéquate. Qu'est-ce que toi, tu réponds à ça?
Oui.
La réponse de votre équipe, je parle.
Oui, je comprends. C'est vrai qu'on aurait pu avoir un peu plus de jam suite à ça. Je pense que c'est pas la première fois que ce joueur en particulier nous brasse aussi au Centre Bell. Fait que, évidemment, on aurait pu avoir plus de jam.
Alex, quand tu vois comment Martin gère ça, tu l'as vu?
And he does it at a really high rate. So, great defender, great stick, and it's not often he's making the wrong read.
You guys play different games, but what are you learning from him?
Yeah, just kind of how to kind of maybe suck guys in. He's really good at that. For me, I'm just kind of trying to go attack a guy, but if I can control my speed the way he does and kind of look one way and I'm saving a lot of energy and kind of making an ultimately better play at times when I do what he can do or try to.
Sorry, is that like the biggest step for you? Is the energy? You obviously have a ton of energy. Conserving it and being more efficient with it. Like how are you finding your way through that process?
Yeah, I mean, it's not often I don't feel fresh. I think when you get into the flow of the season, you just got to go. But I think in game, maybe learning more about that, more so of where the other team's at, how they're feeling, and where I can attack on them, and protecting myself with my energy or anyone's, I guess.
Tom Wilson can be an intimidating guy. I mean, the hit last night was so similar to Carrier last year in the playoffs, and a goal right afterwards also. How do you not let Tom Wilson intimidate you guys as a team?
I mean, it's tough. He's a good player. He plays a physical brand, so we can't step down from what the game that they're playing. I think we got to rise to it, and it's got to come not just from our big guys. It's got to come from everyone, myself included. So I think just not being comfortable taking a back seat to that type of play, because we've done it last year. We could play that physical type of game too.
You've just reached the quarter of the season, the 20-game marks. Thanksgiving is coming. The standings in the East are crazy tight. Do you watch the standings at all, or are you able to completely focus on the games and the process?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're focusing on our process, but it's always in the back of our mind. Myself too. It's just we're in a battle for, we want to go back to playoffs and we want to be a part of it. And there's all these other teams too that are playing really well and want to be there too. So, we just want to fight to the end and see where it takes us.
A lot of time we heard that the physical part of the game against Capitals in the last playoff was a factor. Do you feel that last night it was a factor a bit too?
I don't think it was as much a factor, other than us making some tough plays, them capitalizing on other opportunities. Obviously, when they play physical, we want to bring our physical elements, but I think more of them just capitalizing and us, not protecting the D side of things.
The nature of the position of the goalies is the last one in the back of you. Was it tough to see Sam pull out of the game in this situation last night at the Bell Center too?
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough. You never want to put your goalies in that position. We just got to be better for Monty and Dobie, and that'll be a step for us to take, and we're ready for it.
Is there some quick things that you guys can fix defensively and be better right away for the next game? Is there some stuff at your point of view?
Yeah, I think there's just a mentality of defending hard. So more of just coming in and doing your job defensively so you can go play offense. And more of a mentality thing than anything.
What do you like about Marty's approach to all of this, and the fact that he has a very direct approach and he wants to make sure the message is clearly sent?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, there's not much other way to put it. He's being honest with us. He's telling us what we need to hear right now, and it's, he wouldn't be doing his job if he wasn't doing that. So, we know how passionate he is, and we want to be better, for our team, for ourselves, and for him too, because he pours a lot into this team.
So is it throughout the stretch? Is there some redundancy in the machine, or you guys don't get sick of hearing the same thing? I guess.
No. I mean, we got issues that we got to fix, and it's been we're approaching it from every angle. So there's lots to fix. So there's never not a thing to fix for us right now.
The message still gets through.
Yeah, always does.
We'll take two more. When you, in normal circumstances, when you threw that pass process last night in the third period, is there supposed to be is it normal that all five of your guys were on one side of the ice in that situation, or was that a read that you just made based on the way you're supposed to be structured in the offense?
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's a misread by me, I think. But I see a guy break a stick, and I'm like, let's go. Try to tie this thing up. That's the one you're talking about, right? Saw Chikrin broke his stick, saw some space, and took the space, and then I saw Bolts going to the backside. He was free. It's just I kind of, Strome got his stick in my arm, and I missed the pass, but I mean the pass was there to be made. At least I would think so, and they got a chance the other way.
Okay, so you weren't just throwing it into space. I thought.
No. I just my arm got pushed for a slightest bit, and it changed the trajectory of the pass.
But is that the reason why? Last one. When you guys are trailing in games so often, the fact that you're playing catch up, is it a byproduct of that when you push the play sometimes and try to force things offensively because you've got to score goals to come back. You know.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I felt like if I would have waited around, maybe that chance doesn't come. I mean, obviously there's a time and place. Maybe that wasn't it. Maybe it was. But I guess, it sucks that we won't know that because, they ended up scoring on that play after.
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks for talking.